So good afternoon, everyone. Today we have Mr. Shankar Muralidharan, who is Director of Admissions and Marketing in Rishihood University. Welcome, sir. Welcome to college.
I'm also a member of the management council here and the board of governors. Let's go on, please.
Okay, sir. So the education system in India and other foreign countries are structured very differently. In your experiences, what can inbound student gain from your university?
So, I think what we have is diversity. If you look at the United States today, even the most average university in the United States gets students from almost 34, 35 different countries. Even the most average university. I think that's what they talk of. India, you get the diversity by default. There are countries with lots of caste, creed, color, culture, cuisine, costume, contour, context, and yet we have a common consensus. So diversity is something that goes without saying. What we need to do now is, we need to put in certain seeds inside the right students, or in fact inside all students and all parents. The problem with the formal education system, you don't have too many good universities in these small towns. And parents, in these small towns, the Indores and Bhopals, they're very skeptical sending their children outside their homes after class 12. I think that is a mindset that needs to change. So that is how, there are three big cities in India, Delhi, NCR, Bangalore. These three big cities have fantastic university at a senior level. We are a fully residential campus. Students have to stay inside the campus. I have students from Chennai, I have kids from Saudi Arabia, I have students from Bangalore. In fact, very soon we will have more students from South India and West India and East India than North India. I think that's where we are heading. So, but that's because we are a fully residential campus, a world-class library, a sports complex. A lot of new age universities have come up. Flame, Ashoka, Kriya. The awareness of these universities to masses is not very high. People are still going to colleges either because घर के बहुत नजदीक है, गोरखपुर में बच्चा रहता है, बगल में कॉलेज कर लेंगे, जयपुर में रहता है, बगल में कॉलेज कर लेंगे. I think that is so one message that we need to tell everyone if we have to become like America or like a Western country is graduation is like marriage. Do it late, but don't do it wrong. I think that's the message we need to give them. And gap is no longer criminal. You can always take a gap. You can do bodybuilding. You can learn music. You can learn some foreign languages. You can do some online programs. Number two, number three, build a profile. We are the first university. Rishihood is the first university in the country which talks about profile building. We counsel students to apply to Rishihood, also apply to other universities. I have students of mine whom I have counseled, whom I have helped them build their profile by, so we train students for aptitude test, entrance examinations. We train them for interviews, for group discussions, for presentations, what foreign languages to learn, what kind of online courses to do, what kind of internships to get. With that, I think this kind of initiative should be taken. Me and my outreach team would have met more than 20,000 students and parents in the last 6 to 8 months. A lot of outreach has gone in, and all the outreach that we do is typically about any graduation versus the right graduation. We don't talk about Rishihood. That happens by default. I think that kind of an approach needs to be taken by more and more universities in India. Automatically, we will match the Western world.
So, yes, perfect, sir. Perfect. So, how does the curriculum of university ensure the best practice in industry?
We're a liberal education university now. And, I had a very small but a very strong hand to play, if I may say, in converting it. So, for the last 3 years, Rishihood University was not into liberal education. We are a school of healthcare, we are a school of psychology, school of education, school of entrepreneurship. A student had to choose immediately after class 12 what school, what degree he needs, whether he wants to go for a BA or a BSc or a BCom or whatever. He had to choose after class 12. That has now changed. Today, we are a liberal education university. The problem with India is, 90% of most Indians, it could be Indian students, teachers, professionals like you, even politicians for that matter. We're seeing what's happening in Maharashtra, 2 days back, 40 MLAs shift from party A to party B. It only shows that we're a highly confused country. We're a very confused country. We don't know what we don't know. And the education system in India, we still believe there are only two religions, engineering and medicine. We still blindly follow these religions. Jabki maximum number of colleges which have closed down in the last 5 years are engineering colleges. Maximum BTech colleges are bandhu, but we're still blindly following. So here is where we should take a step back. I'm happy to say today there are more than 50 universities in this country which follow a concept called as liberal education. Now, so I have a law minor, I have a computer science program minor, I have a media minor, I have a Sanskrit minor. So the point is, give the student 6 to 8 months time. When he joins in after class 12, don't tell him on day one that you want to become a lawyer, engineer, doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist, manager, entrepreneur. He doesn't know that. Okay? Give him 6 to 8 months time. We are living in a very, very different world. Today, Gaurav, there are, LG, Samsung, GE, Pepsi, Sony, Coke, Microsoft, IBM, Oracle, big companies. They are hiring more law graduates and psychology graduates and engineers and MBAs. Music management has become a career out of nowhere. Reliance Industries is sponsoring a football Premier League match between Bhubaneswar and Bombay. That is sports management for you. I mean, what began as IPL 15 years back, today you have a Coco League, a Kabaddi League. Hundreds and thousands of MBAs get picked up in terms of sports management. Bollywood is among the biggest consulting industries in the world. It's a very organized industry, film and theatre, dance, drama. So every career today has got very huge avenues. We're not, I mean, astronomy and astrology and ergonomics and psychology are as beautiful as applied mathematics and theatre and dance and drama and physics. So a student needs to be given 6 to 8 months time. So what do we do? The curriculum, how is it so modern and so industry oriented? 6 to 8 months, a student studies a lot of subjects. There are, even some weird subjects like negotiation skills, art of negotiation. Eventually, life is all about that. See, we all know, Gaurav, we all know, I'm an MBA myself from a reputed college. I've been a faculty with a lot of big business schools in India, SPJ in Bombay, IITs, IIMs and so on. I teach with Rishihood also. We all know that whatever we study in life, school, college, graduation, post-graduation, whatever we study in life, 80% of that will not be useful anywhere. We know that. The problem is we still teach the same old conventional stuff. So here's the time to take a step back, think through. Let's have a common curriculum. So, that is 6 to 8 months, the student studies a lot of things. Subjects like negotiation skills, ethics, subjects like public speaking, public policy, economics. After 8 months, the student himself decides what does he want to do. Yes. So I've had, in my past experience, I've had students who come from a, mathematics background, IIT dropouts coming and saying, I thought that IIT till I went to an IIT dropout. Now I do a psychology major of music minor. And the guys working today with LG Electronics are getting psychiatrists. I also have people who did not have maths after class 8 because IB schools in India, Dhirubhai Ambani International Doon School. I have kids, by the way, from Belém boys and Belém girls and so on at Rishihood, even though we're a new university. We have a 10-year-old institution called as Vision India Foundation and a 3-year-old university. Having said so, I've had students with us, who come from the best IB schools in the country. IB schools give an option of leaving maths after class 8. Now, these are kids in my last 4-5 years of experience with SAIL. I've seen that they come leaving maths after class 8. And then first year of common curriculum, they actually end up taking applied mathematics and computer science. And the syllabus is almost equal to what IIT Bombay teaches you as a BTech student. So explore. I think that's what the industry today needs, people who are multidisciplinary. I mean, when I talk to a Facebook or a Google or an Amazon or an Apple or any of the big companies for recruitment, I'm also part of some capacity with respect to recruitment and so on. I told you I'm part of the management council and board of, governance and so on. So if you look at this, industry today wants people who understands computer science, also understands design. They want a guy who understands game design and also understands music. They want a guy who understands mathematics and music, psychology plus literature. So that is where today Rishihood offers 100 plus major minor combinations. A flame would offer 200, 250 plus major minor combinations. We will soon be there. The day I joined Rishihood almost a year back, we launched law as a minor, computer science as a minor, media as a minor, Sanskrit as a minor. We have subjects like music, theatre, dance, drama, sustainable development as our electives. And we have 10 plus majors, 14 plus minors, 100 plus combinations. I think that is how we make them industry ready. So 2 things. First, don't decide anything on day one. Even if you're very focused that you want to join your father's business, you have a strong entrepreneurship nature, but give it 6 to 8 months time. You never know. You might come to me and say, father's business is great, but mujhe kutton ke liye toothpaste banana. So I have to help you with some venture capital fund to run your business. Get into those kind of aspects. I think that is how. So have the common curriculum for some time before you decide. And that doesn't mean your degree becomes 4 years. The degree is still in 3 years. The credits are still being covered. It is just that it's a major, minor. If you want double majors, sometimes it can take even 4 years. And it's fine. A lot of American universities need you to spend 4 years only then you will go abroad. So we have an option of a student who's wanting to leave after 3 years with a degree of a major and a minor, or they can spend 4 years. And in some cases, 4 years means a double major as well. And as I said, all the courses are so industry ready because we understand what they need. They want interdisciplinary blended programs. I mean, you need to be jack of all trades and master of 2, 3, 4. That's where it is. That's one aspect of it. Second aspect is even IITs, which have academic knowledge of, institutes of excellence, where a lot of academic activity. Even IITs today are soon coming to a concept where inside classroom learning is not more than 4 to 5 hours a day, which means 60% of the time a student has to spend outside the classroom, club activity, outside the campus for that matter. So it could be exploring tribal life in Sikkim, it could be exploring Ghats of Honor. A faculty also has to go more often than not. That is also how you make him more, in simple terms, दुनियादारी की समझ उसकी बढ़ जाती है. He's able to understand better. That is also how he gets industry ready. Gaurav.
Okay, wonderfully answered, sir. Yeah. So any insights into how your university could be more welcoming to the students from different races or economic background?
We've made it mandatory that boss, 1/3 of our students would come from a financially weak section. So my website openly says that 40% students will get full scholarship, 80% students will get some scholarship.
Okay.
And the number can go up. For example, I'm talking with a chain of schools called as Jawahar Navodaya. They have chain of schools in India, and many of the students have come from very weaker sections. The fathers are cobblers, painters. The fathers are hand rickshaw puller in Calcutta or cycle rickshaw puller. For a lot of students, हमने खाना पीना भी माफ कर दिया. Even the residential, because we're a fully residential campus, to stay on campus. A lot of students we've even waived off the tuition fee and the hostel खाना पीना रहना. And जो बचता है, which is barely around 15,000-20,000 rupees per year, even that can be funded by way of loans, etc. So we are very happy providing scholarship. Just to give you a background, people like Mr. Motilal Oswal, he's been the highest income tax payer for multiple years now. He heads a company which is Motilal Oswal Private Limited, one of the country's premier finance companies. So we have those kind of people on the board. Rishihood is not one-man entity. Unlike other universities which are funded by one politician or one bureaucrat or one person, जिसका main business तो ये है नहीं, कोई दारू बेच रहा है, कोई अखबार बेच रहा है, कोई पता नहीं क्या बेच रहा है, and बहुत सारे पैसे हो गए तो एक university में खोल दिया. Unlike that, my co-founders are very closely involved. Sahil is an IIT and he's very closely involved. He comes to office every day. Shobit sir, the vice chancellor, also a co-founder, is an IIT ISB pass out. ISB is from Hyderabad, India's number one institution. So I report to a board. There are people from Capgemini, people from Hewlett Packard, Motilal Oswal ji, So it's a board. Therefore, funding is not a problem. Therefore, getting scholarships to the deserving and needy. So we have need-based scholarships, merit-based scholarships, sports-based scholarships. Because I think one thing is clear. No student should be disallowed entry into university for lack of finance. That is something that we are very clear with. And we want to promote that. So the idea is not to make profits in huge margins. The idea is to, the Indian constitution says, "Bale 100 gunegar bach jaye, ek beguna ko saza nahi hona." That's what we follow. Even if 100 rich people end up getting scholarships, I should not, one true deserving candidate should not be left over. I think that's the concept that we follow very well.
Wonderful steps, sir, taken by the college.
Yeah.
What do you think your roles and responsibilities to the universities and the students are?
Yeah, so I am in charge for the entire student acquisition program, right from reaching out. So outreach team reports to me, the branding team reports to me. My job is to get quality students. Okay, we are a new university, 3 years old. So I need to ensure diversity. I already have students from Chennai. So my job is to take quality north, because the bar is always going up. Very soon we will have more West Indians and South Indians and East Indians compared to North Indians. My job is to get them to increase diversity. And once they come in, my job is to also ensure that the ecosystem bears. I'm also part of the faculty. I also take some subjects like TPS. So it's not that once they come in, my job is over. I have to handhold them. I will be also overseeing placements in some capacity. I'll be also overseeing the entrepreneurship venture. We have an entrepreneurship club with a 5 crore venture capital fund. So depending on what students, so I will be there. My team is going to be there throughout. This, these days, the most difficult task in the world is to get the right student to the right college. There are big universities, big names, जिनके आधे colleges बंद हो चुके हैं, आधे seats भरते नहीं हैं. There's a capacity of 1,000 students, 300 बच्चे में नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं. Major programs are struggling. ऐसे में, year on year, I'm already standing at 100% increase. I'm sure we will do much, much more better. Number of applications, we have almost 100. Last year, same time, we had X applications. Today, we have almost 20X of them. So it's about choosing the right students. And more importantly, a lot of students will not come to me because of geographical issues. For example, kids from Kerala might not want to come. Some will not. A lot of students I will not like because I've set up the entire robust process. Today we have a statement of purpose. A student has to give an aptitude test, a Zoom interview. We have made it very rigorous, all the entire processes. I'm a highly process-driven person. We have to have processes. The point is simple. Some students I will not like, some students they will not like me. So my job is to help them. So we've actually helped kids apply to Flame and Ashoka and Jindal and Kriya and Plaksha. If they get into these good universities, fantastic. If not, we go one further step. We make them get an internship. Some do an internship with me, some do an internship outside. They take a year's drop and then reapply next year to us in other colleges. So I think it's not just counseling, it's actually genuine career building. That's what my job is. And I want to be known as a true counselor. I've been doing counseling for the last 20 years. One of the early students from India to London School of Business and London School of Economics with full scholarship was also counseled by me long back. So, we come from the counseling space. We understand what is good and bad for the kid, and that's what we've been doing.
Wonderful. So, heading to the next question, what are some of the biggest challenges you see both in higher education in general to the university specifically? So
I mean, higher education in general, I think, मेरा बच्चे तो 90% of universities in India should shut down. As an ecosystem, I'll tell you, I mean, during independence, 75 years back, during independence, all we had was 4 lakh students who were studying in our colleges. Okay, 4 lakh students studying in our colleges. We had lesser than 700 colleges in this country, and we had around 26 universities. That's all we had, 75 years back. 26 universities, 4 lakh students studying, and 700 plus colleges. From that situation, we've moved in today. 4 crore students in the formal education system, graduation, post-graduation. 4 crore, I mean, it's almost 100 times of that number. 1,200 universities. Many of them came up in the last 10 years. Some of them have shut down, others will very soon shut down. Creative destruction is what they're going to stop. But 1,200 universities and 47,000 colleges from 700 colleges. That's where we stand. Unfortunately, education has become a business. As I said, vast majority of our universities are controlled by people who are either politicians or who have a business, who are into liquor business, newspaper business, sofa, other washing machine. They have no idea what's happening. So there is no ownership there. So I think corporatization of education is a big challenge. That's what you'll find at Rishihood. The marketing head is also part of the management council, also part of the board of governors, also a faculty member, also placement, also overseeing placement. I think these models have to come up. So one big challenge we as an industry, I think education today, common education today is actually where Ola, Uber were 10 years back. We need somebody to organize the unorganized. What the transportation industry was 10 years back, that's where common education is. As an demand, there is demand. The problem is bottlenecks have prevented the demand from coming up. 80 lakh people appear for the class 12 exams every year. What do you want? I mean, no other country in the world has such a huge ecosystem. India, the youngest, maximum youngsters in India. 80 lakh people appear for the class 12 examination. The problem is bottlenecks here. Now, what are those bottlenecks? On the supply side, as I said, parents not wanting to send their children outskirts of, there is this mentality कि जयपुर से ग्रेजुएशन कर लो, देहरादून से ग्रेजुएशन कर लो, इंदौर से, भोपाल से, जबलपुर से, उदयपुर से, कोयम्बतूर से, उसके बाद देखा जाए. I think that has to change. So we need to educate these parents. There is a flame. There are universities, there are IITs, there is a Sri Ram College of Commerce, there are universities. So I think 4 to 5 lines on which we have to talk a common language. When I say we, it's the entire formal education industry. A residential campus. I mean, you can't be having 9 to 5. Those days are gone. The reason why IIT Delhi or Slave or Ashoka or Rishihood is residential. Even people staying in Sonepat, Delhi and are just 1 hour drive. Gurgaon is Singapore in the day, become Haryana in the night, but Singapore in the day. That's where we are. But even if a kid stays in Sonepat, he has to still stay inside the campus. I think that's something that we have made very clear. One of my previous organizations, Mahendra Singh Dhoni came for a guest lecture at 3 o'clock in the night. The only way students can attend the guest lecture is when they are on campus. Otherwise, how would they do that? So I think, once in 15 days, you have people from Bollywood, Amitabh Bachchan, Nandan Nilekani, Narayan Murthy, Amir Khan, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Virendra Sehwag, big people, Harsha Bhogle, Anil Kumble, Rahul Dravid, people from sports. We've had Motilal Oswal, he already come to the shoot, by the way. We've had great personalities coming in visiting. So I think there are 4 or 5 aspects which most universities should follow and talk. One is having a fully residential campus, compulsory. Second, getting people from sports, Bollywood, politics, and industry to come and interact with them regularly. Number 3, being as close as possible to an ecosystem. It is proven that even horrible colleges in good ecosystems are doing much better than the very good colleges in bad ecosystems. ये साबित हो चुका है. So you need to go for a good college in a good ecosystem. So join colleges which are close to Delhi NCR and follow these factors. Bombay, Pune, Bangalore, etc. International immersions. My faculty and my couple of my co-founders were in the USA. They were actually giving lectures in Harvard, in Berkeley, and Stanford. Obviously, when my faculties go there, next step is that they come here. In spite of being a 3-year university and a 10-year-old institution, we've already signed up MOUs with a lot of leading universities. 4 years of graduation, 3 years of graduation. If you don't spend at least 3 months outside India, something wrong with everything. So there are these 4 or 5 aspects which you need to promote: a residential campus, diversity in terms of students. Amartya Sen, and some of you know Amartya Sen. He's the first Indian to win a Nobel Prize in economics. He was once asked, "Tell us something about yourself," and he said, and I quote, "Yes, I'm an Asian, an Indian citizen, a Bengali with Bangladeshi ancestry, an American and British resident, an economist, a dabbler in philosophy, an author, a Sanskritist, a man, a feminist, a heterosexual, but a firm believer in gay and lesbian rights, also a firm believer in democracy and secular values, from a Hindu, non-Brahmin, non-religious background, and a firm believer in before life and after life." And then he says, "Hang on, that's me. This of mine who actually helped me win the Nobel Prize. She's an American citizen with half African and half Caribbean, half West Indian, half African ancestry. A woman, a Christian but liberal, a vegetarian, a long distance runner, a jazz musician, theater lover, environmentalist, tennis fan, heterosexual but again believes in gay and lesbian rights, believes in democracy and secular values, and she's somebody who believes that aliens exist outside the Milky Way galaxy, and it's very important to talk to these aliens, preferably in English. All this one.
Yes, sir.
If universities can't work towards creating diversity in students, I think they should not exist. So these are some challenges, with respect to both the universities, the thinking, the mindset of parents. I think, formal education today is exactly where the freedom movement of India was 100 years back. We need to have a Gandhi who actually rediscovers it. It is close to what Cultural Revolution of China was. It is a movement, okay? Outreach, marketing is a movement in formal education. It is not just bache lao, paise bharo. And one big problem, which I'm sure you know, 95% of our universities, are filled up because of coaching classes, Ravi book depots of the world, book owners, coaching owners. उनको पता नहीं यूनिवर्सिटी क्या है, बच्चा दे देते हैं, 50,000 में बच्चा बिकता, मतलब it's actually dalali happening. Sorry for the language, but that's what is happening.
Yes.
Much of the outreach fund. We are the first university in the country which openly says not a single kid will come through commission. I am not interested in people coming to me through book owners or coaching class heads. People about me, what can they talk about me? I do my outreach myself organically. I think that is something which everybody needs to practice. Some like Flame do that. I was in Flame for the last 6 years. I was the first marketing head to join Flame for the last 5 years and so on. Some like Ashoka do that. But these are islands of excellence, not the ocean. I think we need to create more islands. That's how the ocean becomes. I think these are the challenges we have.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for such an insightful session. I really liked your dedication and enthusiasm. I seriously became a fan of it. Thank you, sir, and all the best for your future.
Pleasure, Gaurav. Thank you so much. All the very best. Good day.